old curiosity shop. Every once in a while I go by there for the fond recollections that lie there in that old curiosity shop.
Hi everyone, I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, and it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. The weather here in Philadelphia is nice and cool. It's in the mid-70s, and I just got back from my first flea market in 3 months. So last Friday, Philadelphia region and suburbs went into phase 2, the yellow phase. And so flea markets have opened back up, and some thrift stores. Now, some of them are going to wait and open up next week. New Jersey, right across the river, my home state, we still can't go into any stores except grocery stores and drugstores, that kind of thing, in New Jersey. So it has really felt good to get out there and to start building my inventory back up and shopping for things that I like and things that I think you will like as well. If you're new to me and the Old Curiosity Shop, I really enjoy items from the 1920s and 30s, but I will buy things from the 1820s into the 1960s. And in fact, although I'm not going to show it to you right now, tease, yesterday I purchased an early 19th century tea caddy, manufactured sometime between the 1790s and maybe up to about 1830, somewhere in that range. I can't wait to show it to you, but that's going to be in the next video. What I would like to do now is to show you some things that are currently for sale in the Old Curiosity Shop, auctions that are going to end in another day or two, and I have some special thank yous to say to people for some things that they sent my way. So I'm going to get out of the way my little snack. I'm drinking iced tea out of a Ritz Blue Hazel Atlas cup, and I'm eating some wonderful fresh Jersey strawberries in a Jeanette cube depression glass dish. And I'm always bragging about Jersey, about our corn and about our strawberries. These are so good, and I don't put any sugar on them or any whipped cream or any shortcake. I just cut them up and eat them just like this, and they're fantastic. But I'm not going to smack my lips in front of you. I just wanted to show you my strawberries. Okay. Let me show you first what's for sale in the Old Curiosity Shop, and then I'm going to say thank you to some folks who sent me some really neat things. Again, these items may only have about a day or two left, so if you're interested, I want to let you know. Here's a Biscuit Kitten. Well, no, she's not bisque. It's more of a matte glaze, and this is made in Japan, and it has a really soft finish to it. This was, I had this a while ago, and I had it paired with another kitten, and that kitten fell and broke. So I pulled this kitten off and then relisted it by itself. Okay, so that little kitten figurine, and this is in excellent condition without any chips or cracks or paint wear, and the paint is really pretty, and it has a, as I said, a really nice matte glaze to it. Then I have two little German salt and pepper shakers. Actually, I guess they're really dressed up in sort of traditional Bavarian costumes. Don't get mad at me. Don't tell me that my fingernails, I have been rewiring and cleaning some things, and I cut my fingernails off. I hope I got all the dirt out and the grease, but sometimes when I'm working that just happens. So anyway. Hello, little German boy and girl. I don't know why he has his mouth open and she doesn't. I guess he's either trying to kiss or tell her off. Maybe his lederhosen is too tight. I don't know. But aren't they cute? And they are made in Germany. They have their corks. And they're all set for your Wiener Schnitzel dinner. All right. Then, and I'm so mad, These are two Lotus Plates anchor hocking. Now you know that there would be a Lotus cup dish that sits here. Those are gone. You can find them or just use them like this. When I was out today, then of course I found the blue one, but I had already put these up for auction. These already have a bid, so I didn't buy the blue one, but they came in blue and yellow as well. And these are that Vitrock. It's kind of a anchor hocking's platinite, if you will. Platinite was made by Hazel Alice, and it's a kind of a milk glass type of material. These are fired on colors, and there are no chips. They're in really good condition. Now I have 3 pieces of pottery. This one took me forever to find out who made it, because Roseville made a glaze like this, McCoy made a glaze like this, but this is Burley Winter. Sounds like Christmas season of last year. The Burley Winter Pottery Company, which started making utilitarian pottery in the 18-umpty-umps, and I think they ceased business in the late 30s. But this has a it's kind of an old-fashioned form, I guess, you know, like an ancient type of an urn. And it has a matte finish on it as well, kind of eggshell, but it has a sort of a pebbly finish with this really cool sort of sea green and blue. And the only mark on the bottom is the number 43. That was the mold mark or the production mark. But it does happen to be made by the Burley Winter Pottery Company, and this dates to the 1930s. It's in excellent condition. There aren't any chips or cracks on it. And so if you like pottery, this is a pot that you don't often see. Doesn't mean it's extremely valuable, it's just you don't often see it. This you do often see. It's Weller. We can see that it certainly says Weller on the bottom of it, and it's a nice little vase, 6 or 7 inches there with either a dogwood or a magnolia. I always get those confused, but it's one of the two. Okay, in the 1930s, late 30s, early 40s pattern, you can display it that side, really nice, very smooth, or you can display it on that side, and there are no chips or cracks on this Weller vase either. I don't know who made it, because there's nothing on the bottom of it, and I wasn't able to track it down. I did a little bit of digging around, but this could have been made by anybody, and it's sort of an Art Deco style vase in that arts and craftsy matte green color. This is in really good shape as well with no damage on it. And so a lot of people collect by color. And if you've ever seen a shelf or a mantle with several different vases made by all different companies in this sort of color, it looks really nice. And then finally, I think the only other thing that is up for auction that you don't know about is, or are, give me a second, I have to dive down here. Oh, and by the way, I'm still here. I completely forgot. My last video, I was having a moment. I was in and out. Anyway, I completely forgot to put Salems Meow at the end, and I know a bunch of people, what happened to Salem? He's fine. He's asleep right there in the window, and he's looking at me. I'm sort of mad because he is the closing credits, and I completely left him out. So he's good. I'm good. Thanks to everybody who was asking. Made in Japan is this wonderful Majolica style corn plate, and it says made in Japan on the back. So you bring the corn out to the table on that, and then you have 6 very heavy corn, individual corn platters. So you get all 6 of these, and out of this whole lot, there's only 1 piece that has any damage at all, and it's 2 little chips on the end. Big deal. You can see there's crazing. This stuff is always crazed. But these things are very heavy, and they're all marked made in Japan. These sets are not rare. They're pretty common, and I see them listed a lot as being from the 1960s. I'm not so sure about that. I would think that they're older than that. That made in Japan stamp is one that I see a lot in the pre-war era, and a lot of this Japanese Majolica style stuff was also made in that pre-war era. So we'll just say vintage. So the 6 corn plates, and then the big corn platter, which is really nice. So wonderful way to serve corn this summer in a retro style. Okay, so what I want to do now is say thank you to some folks. David sent me, and David, this is David. This is so funny to me. This is the box of stuff that David sent me, and I'll just quickly show you because a lot of you would probably be bored looking at all this. I'm like a kid in a candy store with this. Here's a wonderful old Fat Boy socket from about 1910 to 1920. He sent me a bunch of Bakelite Art Deco plugs, some little knobs. Here's some more plugs, some old electrical sockets, all kinds of little doodads and things. And there's some escutcheon plates in here. Oh, you got to see this one. Hold on. Look at this wonderful little sort of 1950s guardian angel escutcheon plate for a child's bedroom. So it's a whole box of little gadgets. And David, I thank you for that, because this is the kind of stuff my dad collected in coffee cans, and I collect this kind of stuff and I use it because I do a lot of electrical restoration, and when it's safe, I like to use these old parts, and this is great. But what I really like is David wrote me a really neat note, and it's on the back of, you know, one of those little notepads, those flip notepads, you know, that he just sort of ripped this off. You can tell how old it is, and he recycled it. This reminds me so much of something that my grandparents would have done. And David, please don't take offense. I'm not saying that you're my grandparents' age, but I would do this too. You know, you don't always have to have a nice piece of writing paper. Recycling things like this I get a kick out of that. So that's really neat. David, thanks a lot. And then Perry in Pennsylvania, on the other side of our Commonwealth, sent me, I think it's in here. He knew that last summer I thrifted, and I wasn't sure what it was, but I knew it was a good piece of Art Deco glass, sort of deco, from the 30s. This is a console bowl that I thrifted last summer. I really liked the bubbles and the sort of deco flying buttress sort of wings on the side. And so Perry wrote to me, and he said, is it Perry? Maybe that's his last name. I'm sorry. Hold on. John said, I have the matching candlesticks, and he sent them. So here's one of them. It's called Thousand Eye by Westmoreland, and this actually has its little paper label on it right there. So this is probably a late 30s to mid 40s pattern. Might have been made for several years. So this is one of the candlesticks. The second candlestick was smashed inside of the box, and when I wrote to John, he said, don't worry, I've got another one. I've got another one. So he had a third, which is on its way. So I will have both candlesticks to go with that console bowl, and I'm not selling it. I really like it. He also sent me this, we always call these doilies, and this is really intricate. I've never seen one with these interlocking rings. Have you seen that before? I haven't. Look at that. I mean, that's really nice work. And this fits right in, you know, with the sort of 1930s, 40s decor. And then two little, also little dresser scarf things. I don't know what you really call these, but I use these. And you must have seen, like, I'll put lamps on top of these, or I have some bookends and a book on top of these. Oh, let me show you. And so there are two of them, and they always have either felt or velvet on the back. And these just go on tabletops to protect the table from glass and things like that. So they're really nice, and I appreciate you sending them. Thank you, John. Two more things to show you. I received a really nice card in the mail. I'll show you the card with the cats on it. And then this, and it says, and this is from Deborah. And so Deborah knows that I drink coffee every day, at least 1 cup, maybe 2. And usually that's my afternoon break. I'll have a cup of coffee and I eat 1 ginger snap, just 1. And so I do that, and then I also usually have instant coffee. Now in the winter I'll percolate, but in the hot months I usually just whip up instant coffee. She said, you must try this because it's really good instant coffee. I haven't tried it yet, but I'm going to. Because I was saying, you know, I drink dollar store instant coffee. And so she sent this, which I can't wait to try, and a box of ginger snaps. You'll notice that it's open and it's kind of lightweight. I've had a few. Hey, I can have 2 of these because they're really thin. So that was really nice. Thank you, Deborah, for sending that. And Deborah also sent me 2 books, Furniture of the Depression Era. I had this book about 20 years ago, and I don't know what happened to it. It's gone. It's been gone for a long time. So she sent me this, and it's going to replace a book that I had many years ago, and so I was thrilled to get that. She also sent me another book. I thank her for. I'll show you that the next time because it's in another room, and I don't want this video to be too long. So, and then someone else who wants to remain anonymous, and you will remain anonymous. You're not anonymous to me. I appreciate you, the nice emails that you send, and for just being so supportive. And this anonymous person saw me a couple of weeks ago with my volume 1 of Great American Glass of the Depression Era. It was all falling apart. I still use it, but I said, you know, there's a volume 2 out there and I don't have it. She sent me volume 2 in the hardback condition, and I just have been eating this up. So I look through this a lot to try to memorize patterns. This is a fantastic book. So now I have volume 1 and volume 2. And a few of the pieces of glass that I was stumped on, I've already been able to find inside of this. So, okay, anonymous person, you know who you are, thank you. Okay, so having done and said all of that, I have more things to get listed. I have a stack of about 12 vintage tablecloths from the mostly 50s, I would say, late 40s, maybe into the early 60s. So they're going to be coming up, and some vintage teapots, and some depression glass, and some more pottery, and just all kinds of stuff that I've been picking up this weekend, and that's going to be coming to you very soon. I hope and trust you're doing well. Thank you for watching. I'm Scott from the Old Curiosity Shop, saying thanks for watching, and so long for now.